Hey viewers, welcome to Deep Underground Poetry. I'm Ajax the Poetry Warrior.
Yo. My name is Tryeshon. I am the poetry master.
Master of Poetry, Warrior of Poetry. In the past, we have fought over whose poetry is better, but recently we have settled our dispute and decided to read poetry together as one.
To start off with our first poem of the night for this underground session, I have brought with me a few select poems that I would like to read. The first of which is by a Mr. or perhaps Mrs., because Jamie can be misconstrued. Jamie Cummings. This is for you that are so agreeable to desires you hold, yet so unagreeable to desires that are held by the few others who defy you. Your one-eyed methods act as walls. I'm not sure what the message of this poem is. But it continues.
Oh, I thought it was over.
Providing shelter, yet allowing no foreign light to pass through, for fear this light may emerge as the more viable warmth.
So it's over now?
Is it?
I don't know. Last time you
Poetry is never over.
That is deep. So that poem, I don't know what the real meaning is, but to me it sounded like it was filled with much anger and hate.
I feel like Mr. or Mrs. Jamie Cummings has a lot of hatred towards whoever this poem was written for. And it's spoken through the great word that is written down.
Can we hear it one more time just to reflect on it a little more?
Let's whip that out again. All right.
All right, really pay attention this time.
Mr. or Mrs. Jamie Cummings, this is for you that are so agreeable to desires you hold, yet so unagreeable to desires that are held by the few others who defy you. Your one-eyed methods act as walls, providing shelter, yet allowing no foreign light to pass through, for fear this light may emerge as more viable warmth. Finn.
It was beautiful.
Is it beautiful?
All right, well, I came prepared with some poems as well, but I'm reading them off a phone because it's the digital age. Paper's for old school, old people. So this poem is written by Lawrence Beck. It's titled, A Brighter Future Looms. I would give an arm to witness mankind's reign on earth brought to an end. Such stupid creatures, close to dogs, they howl at night for hierarchy, growl at those whose sense are lower, fawn at those who they see above. In time, they'll build themselves a master, made of silicon and steel, and it will leash them, and they want, and terminate their reign.
The last word there, I kind of felt that you were shaking a little bit.
It's because it was full of so much.
Do you feel like personal attachment to this poem?
No, but
Did you write this poem? Be honest.
Lawrence Beck did.
Are you sure?
Yes, it says right there.
Okay. I just want to make sure because I felt an emotional energy flowing through you.
My hands are a little shaky. That poem did kind of touch my heart deeply. I was expecting it to be a little more positive from the title, A Brighter Future Looms, but then it kind of talked about how much mankind sucked, and it kind of threw me off there. But now that I think about it more, I think that was the purpose of the title. What do you think?
Well, honestly, I'm in a different place right now, and I don't even remember the poem. Can you read it to me again?
I will.
I need to hear it again.
This one's for you.
Okay.
I would give an arm to witness mankind's reign on earth brought to an end. Such stupid creatures, close to dogs, they howl at night for hierarchy, growl at those they sense are lower, fawn at those they see above. In time, they'll build themselves a master, made of silicone and steel, and it will leash them as they want and terminate their reign. One thing I couldn't help but notice was they'll build themselves a master. That kind of reminds me of you.
I am the poetry master, I mean.
So I think this poem kind of has a dark fate for you.
Well, what do you mean by that?
Well, it's up to you to create the meaning of the poem.
Well, that poem kind of draws me to my next poem that I had. It's actually written by Charlie Sheen.
Great man.
Yes, great man, great man.
One of my heroes.
Yes, so the poem is called Your Rights, Your Wrongs. It's kind of a short one here. You have the right to kill me, but you do not have the right to judge me. Boom! goes the dynamite. That wasn't part of it. I added that. That's the whole movie. That's life.
That's life.
Big picture. Big picture. You can't hear me unless the mic's right here. But big picture.
Big. Can you read that one more time? I honestly wasn't listening.
I'm not going to shout again because the
okay.
levels are probably way off by now. Okay.
Okay.
Your Rights and Your Wrongs by Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen.
Tiger's Blood. All right. You have the right to kill me, but you do not have the right to judge me. Boom. That's the whole movie. That's life. Apparently, Charlie Sheen's life is a movie.
Makes sense because the way he acts so dramatic, kind of.
Well, I feel like maybe he's done too many drugs. I don't know. That could be it.
And if you think about it, it's kind of reverse of what's real life, saying you have the right to kill me, but not the right to judge me, when in reality it's actually quite the opposite. You do not have the right to kill anyone, but you do have the right to judge them. That's okay. We do it all the time. In fact, right now we're judging people's poems.
We are not judging real poems. This is written from a rant that Charlie Sheen did. So this, however, is not actually a poem.
But it was turned into a form of.
You know, you're right about that, but I don't.
It's still art.
Is it art?
Everything is art.
Okay, we're gonna go there.
If you're an art major.
I'm not an art major, nor do I understand the way art majors think. I don't get it. But another poem that you can read would be great, I think, right about now.
All right, here's a poem, another one inspired by Charlie Sheen. This one is titled, Like Lambs to the Slumber.
Dear God.
So, just shut your traps and put down your McDonald's, your magazines, your TMZ, and the rest of it, and focus on something that matters. But you can't focus on things that matter if all you've been is asleep for 40 years. Funny how sleep rhymes with sheep. You know, that is actually funny because I've never thought of that before, especially how you count sheep to fall asleep.
You clever. That's for sure. You're clever.
I'm not. Who wrote that poem?
You're right. Whoever wrote that poem is clever. You're right.
This doesn't say.
Is it? But it's Charlie Sheen inspired, essentially? Is that what you're saying? Are we
selected verse of
Are we
Charlie
still on
Sheen.
the
Yes,
topic?
we're
okay.
still on
All right.
Charlie Sheen.
We're still on the topic of Charlie Sheen. All right. So how do you feel his career has managed to go so far? Like right now, what do you think of Charlie Sheen?
Oh, I think I don't really care much for Charlie Sheen, especially when he was going through that. But I still think he's cool. I still have respect for him.
He's in the new Scary Movie that's coming out. I'll probably see that just because it's awful. I mean, why wouldn't you see the Scary Movie? I mean, it's the foundation of all terrible, parody movies. It's one of the first, so.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll see it, but let's try to get back to the poems. We're not here to talk about movies.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Do you have any more poems ready?
I'm sorry, Poetry Warrior. All right.
Do you have any more
yes,
poems
I have one more poem ready.
Okay, one more poem.
One more
I'll
poem
try
ready.
to get another one ready while you read that one.
You should get another one ready because this is a deep underground poetry
Do we want
jam.
some more Charlie Sheen ones, or do you want just a normal poem this time?
I feel that we need more normal poems.
Okay, you
and
read
less,
one more.
Less Sheen.
Sheen one,
all right?
right?
Yes.
And I'll read one more
This
normal one.
is again written by the great man himself with Tiger Blood. All right, so this one is titled "What Remains." I don't have a job. I've got a whole family to support and love people. A lot more important than me are relying on that money to fuel the magic. I don't know what magic he's talking about, but
fueling magic.
The magic.
What would you consider the magic to be?
Charlie Sheen's magic is probably all the cocaine that he does, honestly.
Cocaine can be very magical.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
If done properly.
Well, I don't do cocaine. Can you elaborate?
I wish I could, but unfortunately.
You wish you could do cocaine?
Well, yeah. But unfortunately, we don't have time for that. We need to get
We
back.
have time for that.
No.
All we need is a mirror. All we need is a mirror. I'm just saying. All right? Okay. I'm sorry. Back on topic. Poem.
All right. Next poem. This poem is titled... Oh, just kidding. This poem's way too long.
It's not too long.
I'm going to get another one real fast. That one is way too long.
So you promised us a poem, and you didn't have a poem ready.
I don't like reading poems that are that long.
So if you're the poetry warrior, how can you not like reading poetry?
You want me to read the long poem?
No, I don't want you to read the long poem.
I'm going to read the long poem.
Well, all right then.
It's still loading.
But if it's still loading, then I feel like that'd be a bad idea.
It's a little too long.
Okay, because I think a page is max. I don't think we should go over a page.
Okay. This poem is entitled Like the Touch of Rain by Edward Thomas. Like the touch of rain she was on a man's flesh and hair and eyes.
It's getting weird.
When the joy of walking thus has taken him by surprise. With the love of the storm he burns, he sings, he laughs, well I know how, but forgets when he returns, as I shall not forget her go now. These two words shut a door between me and the blessed rain, that was never shut before and will not open again. By Edward Thomas. What did you think of that one? I was experiencing much of the same thing.
I don't even know what to say to you anymore. I don't even know what to tell you about that poem. I mean, I'm just so lost.
Something about
in the
love.
in the metaphor of life.
There's got to be love somewhere in there. Are you feeling any?
I feel that love is in all poems, probably.
Are you feeling any feelings of love right now?
Well, I don't want to go there because.
Oh.
Yeah, just two guys having a good time. I don't know. I don't think we should take it any further than where we're at right now.
I see where this is going. I see how it is. All right.
I see how it is as well.
We'll read it one more time.
I see the future.
For the folks at home.
For the folks at home.
Like the touch of rain by Edward Thomas. Like the touch of rain she was on a man's flesh and hair and eyes, when the joy of walking thus has taken him by surprise. With the love of the storm he burns, he sings, he laughs, well I know how, but forgets when he returns, as I shall not forget her go now. Those two words shut a door between me and the blessed rain, that was never shut before and will not open again. Was it better the second time?
No.
Oh.
It got worse.
It got worse?
It got worse. It did get worse.
Got kind of gay.
You went there. You did that.
Gay in a good way. Gay
really?
in a good way.
Really?
Everyone assumes when you say gay, it's something bad.
Yeah, I know. What? Now we're going to get into this argument?
I guess so.
All right, let's do it.
So you're arguing that gay is bad?
Yes, it's bad. No, actually, I find that saying the word and expressing a bad opinion is probably bad etiquette.
But it was in a good way. Gay.
So you meant it in an old 50s style way?
No.
So you're
still homosexual, but good.
A good homosexual way.
See? Now you get it?
I see what you're saying, and I feel like
it's starting to make sense.
We're going in the wrong direction again.
Well, I'm out of poems.
You're out of poems?
Don't you have one more?
No. Roses are red and violets are blue, and this poem is awful.
I guess you know what this means, guys. It's time for some improv poetry.
I just started it, and it didn't finish well. So your turn.
Fascinating.
Your turn.
Across the ocean sky, underneath the ground beneath my eyes, up above the wind that blows my sails, the ceiling crashes down.
That only worked because you had dreads, man. Otherwise, I think we would have just been looking at you funny and not understanding.
You didn't like my poem, did you?
No, I'll be honest, I didn't like it.
All right, let's hear you come up with a better poem off the top of your head.
I can't.
I thought you were the master.
But you're the warrior? Is that what you're trying to say? You're trying to hold your stake, your claim? Huh?
Is a poetry master should be able to come up with at least one poem off the top of his head.
This isn't a yin and yang fight here, all right?
Well, that was weird.
I don't know what to say about that. I feel uncomfortable now.
I think we've got an intruder on the set.
I feel like
we'll end with that.
I feel like Sesame Street's about
Thanks
to get
for joining
invaded.
us, guys.
I don't know what to say
We'll
about
see
that.
you again next week on
I hope
Deep
we don't see you next
Underground
week.
Poetry.
I hope we don't, honestly.
With
I
Ajax
really hope.
Poetry Warrior.
Yeah.